Hello everyone, Gainer here from HDB Upgrading Strategies, and welcome back live to my weekly Facebook Live videos. And today actually is my episode 5 if you really see all my videos. And what is today's topic? And honestly speaking, I think today's topic is something really very important. Now why? Because few days back I have a Facebook client who actually saw my recent posts and actually see all my videos, and out of a sudden she actually gave me a call, right? And just because she bought a property, right? She bought a property and she was just very worried about her financials, and that's why she wanted me to assist her, to help her to see whether did she buy the property at the price, or probably can she really afford it, right? That's why after when she shared with me, in fact I got a huge shock when she actually shared with me the finances, stuff like that. And that's why I think it's really important for me today to share with you this topic. And what is this topic today? This topic will be this example of bad financial planning when you are buying a property, right? So once again, this is the topic for today. Will be example of bad financial planning when you are buying a property, right? And I think that this is really very important. Why? Because honestly, if you can't afford it and yet you go and purchase it, then probably a lot of things you probably will be very worried. You are not too sure whether can you afford it, stuff like that. So I think this is a mistake that a lot of us should try our best to avoid it. So in fact, this should be one of the very first beginning. Whenever you want to buy a private property, you should already do your sums right. You should really go through all your figures, stuff like that, and then you'll be able to know whether you are comfortable with that amount of purchase, right? Then you'll be comfortable with whether what type of property should you buy, what is the figures, what is the amount, right? So once again, because this is live, so if you guys are watching, if you want to ask me any questions, feel free to ask me, because today I prepared my iPad, and I suppose that I'll be able to see you guys asking me questions, stuff like that. So if you guys are slowly coming in, if you don't mind, probably just give me a like, a share, so that I know that at least my live videos are actually, I can get to see all your likes, stuff like that, and your comments. And that's very important, because I'll be able to answer. If you guys have any questions, any queries, you can probably just ask me, and I think probably I'll be able to see you guys giving me some queries, right? So I'm just scrolling through if whether I can see you guys watching the video. Okay. Okay, but probably I will just start this first, because I'm still checking whether am I able to see you guys. Yes, good. Yeah, I'm able to see you guys. Okay, so without further ado, probably let me start with my this live example. Now what's very important is because this couple shared with me their their finances, stuff like that. So I thought that it would be good if I can get use their example, and then you will be able to see whether do you fall into this category, or currently you probably have already bought excuse me, you currently have already bought something, or you are about to buy something. So that's where I think it's important for you to plan your finances well. Alright, so I'll just use their example, and so that you guys can see whether does it really really affects you. And at the end of the example, I will draw some of the conclusion. I'll give you some solutions, or probably some recommendations that you guys can watch out. And then I think from then on, you guys will be you will know your financial status before you do something, right? So first of all, let me just share with you guys this thing. Now the couple actually bought a property, right? Couple, they bought a property at how much? $1 million. You guys can see, right? Yes, this couple actually bought a property at $1 million. Now the very shocking truth when they shared with me was that, guess how much is their gross pay, right? Just guess. And I tell you, when they tell me their gross pay is this amount, and I think, in fact, I was just sitting on my chair, and when they shared with me this amount, I nearly jumped out of my chair, right? And I tell you, their gross couple, the couple gross income is actually $6,500. If I can highlight this. So meaning to say, they are earning $6,500, the gross total income of the couple, and they bought a $1 million property. Now, if you guys are now watching this video, I just want you to guess, if a person who bought a $1 million property at an interest rate of 2.5%, and the age, okay, they can probably get a 30-year loan tenure because they are still young. Now guess how much is the monthly installment? Can you guys guess? Alright. Now if I can probably share with you, now a $1 million property, right? 75% loan is actually $750,000. So you need to take a $750,000 loan, right? Of this 1 million, and based on the interest rate of 2.5%, and based on the loan tenure of 30 years, can you make a guess how much is the monthly installment? Right? Can you guys guess? I think probably some of you are already punching the numbers if you have a calculator right in front of you. But let me just tell you, their monthly installment based on $750,000, based on a 2.5% interest rates, and based on a 30-year loan tenure, their monthly installment is $3,000. Now, if you guys see this, I'm not too sure, but will you feel that this is something really difficult to swallow? You know why? This is their monthly installment, and this is their gross pay. And if you really look at the ratio between these two, it's nearly half of their gross salary. Meaning to say, if one of them is jobless, if you know what I mean, if one of them is jobless, then the other one who earns the income has to fully pay for the monthly installment of the property. That means their lifestyle, their family lifestyle, you know, the way of living, their standard of living will really, I mean, I'm not too sure, can they afford other stuff? Because all will be going this. So half, right? Half of it, which I think, for me personally, I think that's really very scary. That's something that I think it's something that I wouldn't advise my client to do so. And because it's really nearly half of it, if you guys can see, right? So if you guys now, those who are watching this video, if you are in this situation, or you are buying a property, planning to buy a property, and you're looking at this amount, and if you are earning this pay gross, right, then this monthly installment of 3,000 is something that you want to avoid. So meaning to say, if you want your monthly installments to be lower, this amount that you're going to buy has to drop, right? So that we can reduce this amount, right? So I think this is really very important for you guys, especially now, you guys who are watching this video. And the key thing is, are you guys at this current situation, right? If you are, then I think probably you have to really look into your finances plan, because there are a few things later I will touch, which are some of the recommendations, right? So the very golden question a lot of people want to ask me now: what is the ratio between this, your gross pay, and the amount that you your monthly installment? Is there a ratio, right? Now, if you can just let me have some time to just erase this. Now, honestly speaking, if you really ask me for a ratio, I tell you, depends on individual families. Why? Because everyone has your own financial planning. You have your own, for example, there are some people have kids and probably you invest a lot in your kids, stuff like that, and then your amount left over to afford a private property or afford a property investment will be very much lesser. So it really depends on individual family financial status. There's no right, no wrong, but if you ask me, after so many years of planning for all my different clients, generally I have a rule which is at least estimate it will be 30-70 ruling. That meaning to say, but this is an estimate, it can go lower, right? Just now the example nearly reaches to 50%, which I think is really very dangerous, right? So 30%, for example, if for that, if someone wants to buy a $1 million property, and for 30%, probably the money installment is 3,000, like just now that. But if you really see that the couple is only earning 6,500, and I think that is really, really quite risky, right, in terms of financial planning to buy a property. So for me, the ruling would be around, if you are earning 10,000, right, then probably you might want to set aside 3,000. Now, if you look at the 3,000, you won't be paying the full 3,000. Why? Because we have to consider the CPF that you are coming, husband and the wife, CPF. So in fact, your monthly top up will reduce. So if husband and wife CPF has 1,000 each, meaning to say you only top up, if I can write here, top up $1,000. So for 10,000 gross pay, and you top up $1,000 a month to pay for your property in terms of cash, then I think it would be quite safe. But then again, depends on individual, because this is a live video. I wouldn't want to, some people even paying $1,000 a month for the property can be a little bit risky. So I think at the end of the day, it depends on individual in terms of your risk assessment. You have to assess whether you are a little bit risky type or you are those quite conservative type. So these are important factors you have to take note as well. But if you ask me, general rule of time, 20 to 30% of your gross salary, I think should be okay, should be safe, right? But at the end, still depends, right? And there's also another one more thing that you guys have to take note, which is after you buy a property, there's this thing called reserve funds. Now, this reserve funds is from where? Because some people, they have savings, or probably they have reserve funds after they sell their property. They probably have 200,000 to 300,000 of cash, right? After using it to purchase a new property, they still have some reserve funds left, and this reserve funds is able to tide them for some while because of the money installments, right? So these are important factors that you can look at as well, right? So you have to ask yourself, whether do you have the reserve funds for you to afford the property as well, in case if you guys don't work, right? One of you probably may not be looking to job hop to another place, and probably you take another 5 to 6 months to find another job. So these are factors that we are look in also. Now, another one last thing you also have to ask yourself: the property that you're buying, the investment, is it for rental, right, or is for your own stay? Now, if it is for your rental, then I think probably it will be quite safe. Why? Because after you factor in your monthly top up is around 1,000, I believe that if you buy a $1 million property in today's market, probably you can get only a 2-bedroom. And 2-bedroom, probably the rental, depends on location, will be around 2,000 or above. And so it will definitely be able to cover your monthly installment. But of course, if you're buying for your own stay, then since you're staying at your home, then this is something that you have to top up yourself. So there will be 3 things today in this video that I think is a good takeaway for you guys. The first one will be, what is the general rule of thumb, the gauge between the percentage of your monthly installment for your property and your gross income. So for me, after I work out for many of my clients over the years, I think 20 to 30% of your gross income should be good enough to use that to purchase your property, right? That will be your monthly installment. And we also have to take note about the CPF, stuff like that, so that you have to reduce the top-up amount. Right, the second thing is you have to consider also, do you have enough savings as reserve funds? So what is that? That is probably for rainy days, right? So in case if there are some mishaps, stuff like that, at least you have reserve funds to tide you down, right, for the monthly installment of the property. Because at the end of the day, you know, making gains in property investment is really how long you hold your property, right? If you don't have the holding power, right, and when the market drops, then that is where probably you have to sell your property, right? But if you have the holding power and you probably able to tide through when times are bad, and then when the market goes up, then you probably will gain from there, right? So the second point is whether do you have reserve funds. This is something you have to take note. Now the very third last thing is also, of course, you also need to know the property that you're buying. Is it whether for rental or for your own stay. Now for just now the previous illustration that I did, if you really can recall, the monthly installment is 3,000, but the gross income of the family is 6,500. Now if they use that, actually if they bought their property for investment and they wanted to rent it out, then probably the 3,000 after I minus the CPF plus minus the CPF, the amount they need to top up if they rent it out, then probably it's something that may excite them, right? But it all depends. But for today, if you really ask me in terms of bad planning, financial planning for property investment, then the general rule of time to be safe, probably 20 to 30% is good enough. But for that example just now, is actually up to 50% of their gross salary, right? So that would be really very risky, right? So for today, if you guys don't have any questions, because I see that you guys are watching. Now, if you guys don't have any questions, probably just help me to like and share this video. And I hope this video really will probably let you guys have a really deep think through whether should you really plan your finances properly before you go for your investment purchase. Because there are times whereby I've seen a lot of people just they just go to resale market, they just go probably to all the new launches, stuff like that, and when they see and they like it but they didn't really plan their financial properly, that's where they make mistake. So this is something that I thought this video would be good to educate you guys as well, so that you guys won't make this mistake as well, right? So without further ado, if you guys don't have any questions, just remember, help me to like, help me to share. And with that, I hope this video really help you guys. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks a lot and good night. Goodbye.